You were doing retail transactions, you were
Yeah.
doing wholesale transactions, but I'm also seeing you do now luxury flips. So what kind of deals are you taking down now? And I mean, what does your deals look like right now, month to month?
Yeah, so at this point, we're getting a little bit more into the luxury side. When I started, back, kind of the beginning of this story was we were doing a lot of wholesaling, and we started noticing like, hey, like these people, once we got better at what we were doing, we kind of figured out what was going on. A lot of the deals that we wholesaled, we tracked. Okay, what did it sell at when they got done with it?
Hmm.
And I just realized, wow, like there's a huge spread here, and we need to figure out this flipping thing. So I actually learned and signed up for another course. So this is another investment that I made, and it was with my buddy Ryan Pineda out in Las Vegas. He has a future flipper course, and I think if you want to learn how to flip a house, it's really one of the best courses out there to learn how to flip a house. Like it may not be, it may not have the same sales process stuff that I got from Steve. It may not be super wholesaling focused, but it is very like step by step how to flip a house. Right. So that got us started. We started with entry level. We were nervous at first, right? We did a lot of entry level houses. I think in 2021 we had done 30 just like entry level. So the highest
Wow.
price was like, yeah, the highest price was like, I think the highest price we did was like 450. So
Okay.
in Phoenix Metro, median home price is about 450. So like we hadn't passed the that threshold yet of the median home price. But within that future flipper community, I met some of the biggest luxury flippers in Vegas, the Boakley brothers, and we kind of hit it off. Landon actually went to Arizona State. I went to Arizona State, so we kind of bonded off some of those similarities and things like that. And so what ended up happening was he's like, hey, look, they kind of approached me and they said, hey, we see what you're doing in Phoenix. We see you're doing a lot of entry level stuff. Have you considered maybe jumping into some luxury? It's a lot of the same stuff that you're already doing. It's just a little bit more higher price points and a little bit better quality finishes. And, at first I'm nervous because you're taking on some bigger risk. Right. And I'm very conservative when it comes to my flips. Like, one of the things that we have is that we buy, but we buy deep. We don't like to buy thin. I've seen a lot of bad things happen to other people, and I bought some thin deals in the past, and every time I do that, I always come back. I'm like, all right, we're not doing that anymore. So if we're buying deep, and they know that, and they said, hey, look, let's partner up, let's do one together, so you can build up that confidence, and you can continue doing more of these, and then if it works, maybe we can continue our relationship and keep doing stuff in Scottsdale together.
Oh, nice.
And so, that's how it started. So I was like, okay, I'm game. So we started looking for deals. We're looking for deals. A lot of the times we would just wholesale, or we wouldn't even go after luxury sometimes, just because there was that like, I had that limiting belief of, I don't know if there's going to be enough buyers for it. Right. But once you get in there, you realize, oh, people with money, there's a lot of them out there and they're not afraid to spend it. Um, and so kind of, that's a limiting belief that I had. So once we got in there, we found the right deal. It was in a great zip code here, 85254. They call it the magic zip code. It's kind of Paradise Valley, Scottsdale. Very, very popular area here. And we found this deal, and I brought it back to them. I said, hey guys, look, this is this deal. We need to get it wrapped up here in the next 48. I need to make a decision with this within the next 48 hours. Do you guys want to partner up on this and make something happen? And they came out, they looked at the deal, they liked it, and dude, we got it going. So I would say the way I got started in luxury is by partnering with guys that were already doing luxury at a high level. I think at this time they had already flipped maybe 100, 200 luxury homes in Las Vegas. And so, for them to do one in Scottsdale with me was not really that big of a deal, right? But for me, it was big because, I'm used to Home Depot specials, right? We're picking stuff up here at Home Depot, we're, Amazon, all these little, and my crew is familiar with that and they can get that going pretty quick, right? When you're going on the luxury side, the design is a lot more important, right? Finishes and materials is a lot more important. You can't just go pick up a Home Depot range, right, and just put it into a $1.5 million house. So these are all things that I had to learn, and the way I learned it is by partnering up with these guys, and we're definitely looking at more luxury stuff, especially rolling into 2023. But one of the things that we're really want to make sure we do is that we're buying them right. And based on what we're seeing, we're going to roll probably in December we're going to go really aggressive to try to pick something, maybe one or two more projects up on the luxury side. The reason for that is because we know that like a lot of the luxury demand just goes down in December. Like nobody's buying anything, it's the holidays. Nobody wants to move, and so
does it really go down? Because I listened to their podcast and it was fantastic. I think they even gave you a shout out on it.
yeah.
So, because don't a lot of like guys who could afford those luxury houses try to get like tax write-offs?
Right. Yeah, that's exactly it. And so we noticed that like the buyer demand typically goes down in the holidays, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are going to be some purchases, but those guys that are buying, they're buying for tax purposes. They're buying right. A lot of these guys are paying cash. So, and we want to be those guys. We want to pick stuff up December. We want to pick stuff up November. We want to pick stuff up at the last 2 months so that we can, kind of be set up for the spring. Because I have a feeling that here at Scottsdale, we're going to see some adjustments. We're already baking in these adjustments, but I have a feeling that, Scottsdale is one of the areas that's definitely going to hold up. And, based on our last deal, the buyer that we had, they came in with cash. So, the higher price point you go, the more you don't really think about interest rates because they came in at $1.4 million cash.
Wow.